Hi, welcome back to Basement Backgammon. In this episode, we'll be looking at problem 189 in Bill Robertie's 501 Essential Backgammon Problem Series. In this problem, black is to play a 1-1. You'll notice that the cube is centered. White has 2 blots in our home board. We have 3 blots in white's home board, and we have a blot on 8. Also, white has a blot over here, just past the midpoint at their 11. And 1-1, there's a lot of choices. There's an obvious play, there's a not obvious play, there's 2 not obvious plays. And when I say not obvious, it's basically a choice here between do we make a point or do we double hit? Why don't you take 10 seconds to decide what's better, and I will come back with Robertie's answer. All right. So Robertie's answer is a very simple make the 5 point. But there were other options. What were the other options? We could have shifted these over, done this, and done that, right? Could have done that for the double hit. That was one option. Let's go back to the original. The other option would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, putting 2 on the bar. So there's 2 different ways to put 2 on the bar with checkers to cover. Why is this the right play to put 1 on the bar? Why is this the right play when yesterday double hitting was the right play? Well, let's read what Robertie has to say about it, because there's a slight difference between the positions. Making points quickly is the key to a successful blitz. Given a choice between hitting 2 men or hitting just 1 man but making another point, make the point. The right play is 8-5-6-5, not the double hit of 3-2 shift and 6-5 and then 23 to 22. The double hit could backfire in any number of ways. White could throw a 5 from the bar. That's if you're leaving the checker here to slot rather than leaving the checker here. But either way, white could throw the number from the bar to hit. Or white or black could fail to cover for a while. Once you make the extra point, and you'll have that asset for the rest of the game, and it will exert its power every single move. So there's 2 things here that I want to point out. So yesterday, the reason the double hit was right was because it was outside, and we were bringing power to bear inside. We weren't leaving a blot inside for white to hit from the bar. So that's number 1. The number 2 thing is that Robertie is a big believer, and so am I, in permanent assets. When you make this 5 point, the 5 point is a powerful asset to have. It's an inner board point. It protects from coming from the bar, and it leaves checkers that are in our home board all the way here on the 1 and 2 points. It leaves them fewer numbers to jump out. This becomes a permanent asset of the game. You're not going to break the 5 point anytime soon, except maybe in the bear off or late bear off situation, possibly. So having this now means that the rest of your game, and white is pretty undeveloped, becomes much stronger. Whereas if you double hit, let's do that double hit just one more time. So this would be look like this. Now take a look at your board. Yes, white's got 2 up, but you only have 1 number to cover this. You may not cover for a bit. You need an 8 to cover from out here, or you need a direct 3. 8, by the way, is duplicated with this number. So if you roll a 6-2, yeah, you'd love to pick up a 3rd checker, but you're going to prioritize covering your 5 point. So now you lose the opportunity to hit this with the 6-2 because it's duplicated. Or the 5, well, the 5-3 is blocked here, but you get the idea. So for all those reasons, making the 5 point here is the superior play. And that's what it looks like at the end. All right, let's go to XG and see if XG agrees. I'll be back with that analysis in just a moment. And we're back with our XG analysis of problem 189. Robertie says making the 5 point is the best thing to do here rather than double hitting. Let's see if XG agrees. And XG does agree. In fact, it's a big blunder to do anything else. 27.7% equity loss to double hit and move 23 to 22. Either shifting the 3 and the 2. 6 to 5 and then 5 to 2 is the even bigger blunder at 36.1%. So the clear lesson here is that in a blitz situation, it's better to have an extra point inside, put one man on the bar, than have one fewer point and put two men on the bar. Now you know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, please subscribe. We need the subscribers. Please, please, please. And I will see you tomorrow with 190. Thanks for watching.